Hello, my friends. Good afternoon. My name is OnePeg, and in today's video, we're going to review the Deadrop Snapshot 5. Now, as of the recording of this intro, I have not played any of it yet, and I haven't played the last two snapshots either. I did play snapshots 1 and 2. This is pre-alpha snapshots where they've taken a little bit of a leap of faith from the development standpoint. 12 AM Studios and Dr. Disrespect decided that the best course of action for them and their studio was to allow us to play pre-alpha versions of the game. The last version of this game that
as I'm aware of, I did watch a little bit of the stream the other day, and they were announcing Snapshot 5 with the pre-alpha gameplay. Honestly, the graphics didn't look quite up to par. They looked about PS2 style, but I think this just being pre-alpha, they're more worried about the gameplay and the mechanics of the game right now versus the graphics, which will probably come later. I'm hoping, I hope to God that they do graphic updates later on, but we'll continue the video.
Played was not in the main tower, the main, I guess, area where Deadrop is supposed to take place, but in a secondary warehouse style area where it was still in gray box at the time, and the majority of the weapons, the functionalities, lighting effects, sound effects, the majority of the stuff that we would be experiencing in the game was not in the game yet. In fact, we didn't even have our unique character models. See, in order to be able to originally get access to this stuff, you had to purchase a $50 NFT, which Doc has gone.
Which I will say, the pre-alpha, you could purchase for a $25 fee. You could purchase a pre-alpha key to test it. I don't know if that's still going on right now, but I know as far as when the stream went live, you could purchase a $25 key to gain access to the pre-alpha. Obviously, I'm not going to waste my money on it yet. I want to see where it goes, what direction it's going to be taking, and I want to see a little more development on it before I decide to put anything into it.
On record is saying that he is in very strong support of. And of course, with the argument being made that NFTs are technically resellable on the open market, if we go and check out the most common exchange for these types of things, OpenSea, the cheapest one that is currently available on OpenSea is this one, Romeo Juliet 3, which technically speaking has a lower
it's $1,000
myself for
$1,070
ETH, or at current market value $1,070.72. So I guess the hype worked. Who knows? Now, regardless of
Jesus,
on whether or not
we're missing
NFTs
out.
have any place in the gaming space, the fact is that they exist in a game like this. Now, I'm going to talk about whether or not the NFT portion of this makes any sense at all, and some of the ramifications and very, very real pitfalls of this are going to be. But for the beginning portion, at least, of this video, I want to dive into Snapshot 5, take a strong look at what it is that we've got to work with, see how playable it is, look at some of the mechanic changes that have taken place since the beginning, and give you guys an idea of what I think. From a marketplace standpoint, there is a little bit of a modification now. There are two types of classes that are available to play, two types of character classes, I guess, if you want to think about it that way. There are variants, the people like myself that purchased the NFT when it was first announced as our ticket into the game, where we get a unique character face shield, giving us all kinds of different graphical representations for our character. And secondarily, there are people that are known as claws. Now, people like myself, variants like myself, have the ability to provide a referral link, which gives a percentage discount on people.
Yeah, there's that $25 key for the pre-alpha that I was talking about.
People to be able to buy into the game now and play as a what's called a claw, where they don't have a unique identifier, they just kind of have a standard plain helmet. So there's going to be a differentiator in, I guess, uniform and face mask for people that have an NFT versus people that do not.
So basically, it's like buying the deluxe version of a game versus the standard copy
in the game. But for those of you that are interested in playing Deadrop, I will leave you a referral link. I do not make a penny off of anything having to do with this game. I don't even want to. It's just something where if you guys want to be able to get into it, I'm more than happy to provide you with a discount. Anyway, let's check out Deadrop. One of the things that were listed in the patch notes is that this has been updated to Unreal 5.1, and there is now some musical scoring in the game that wasn't in here before. Now, again, there is only the option to choose between high and epic. The last time that I played this, I was playing on an older generation pieces of hardware, an older PC with a 9900K and a 3080 Ti. This time, I have a 13900K and a 4090 with DDR 7200 RAM.
Yeah, rub it in, why don't you?
It's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try and put this on Epic and see what the frame rates look like, but if it hurts, then we're going to switch it back to high. And,
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Check the frames there. And there we can see my variant face shield, which is interesting, and I also have my quote-unquote variant uniform. Now, prior to this snapshot, the last one that I played, I loaded into like a garage, and there wasn't like a loadout screen where we have an actual inventory where I'm choosing what type of ammo I'm using and what type of weapons I get to carry in.
Okay.
I have the ability.
So automatically, as soon as I see this screen and he starts talking about the ammunition with the weapons, first thing I'm thinking of is Escape from Tarkov, or what's that other game we were playing? It was like the generic version of Escape from Tarkov that came out not too long ago. Anyways, that's basically what I'm picking up here from what I'm seeing currently.
Ability to like have bandages and whatnot. So this is all new for me. Also, it seems as though we get a weapon drop. So there was a screen that came up and I got to pick which type of weapon I wanted instead of having one of these set up ones in my inventory for me, which is kind of cool. And it seems as though there is no shooting range unless I can go to the shooting range. And there's like this info section, but I think it's just a concept screen. So it's just showing like a Deadrop concepts image. Also, there's no car paint. And this is apparently my NFT fiber gamma, whatever that means. Now, just so that everyone is aware, Deadrop is an extraction shooter. The idea here is that you spend X amount of time inside of the map. Eventually an extraction point or points show up to allow you to be able to extract. A lot of these, I guess, are more dynamic now than they used to be, but we're going to check it out regardless. Okay, automatically, mouse sensitivity's got a little bit of an issue. We're definitely going to have to up that. This might still be a little bit low.
I kind of like the sway of the pistol there, though, when you walk.
And it is a little bit stuttery. So I think I'm going to reduce my field of view down to 90. We're going to change this back.
Just change it to high, keep your field of view up.
A little bit better. There is a little something strange here with like when the walking motion begins. It feels very like stiff almost. Like the head bob almost doesn't feel natural. And I'd actually like to at some level,
it is
like,
pre-alpha.
Eliminate it. So tab shows my inventory. I picked up a light helmet. Do have an assault rifle option that uses AR ammo. Now this is different because this optic already looks different from what we had before. You can add attachments to the rifle, but it doesn't seem like it shows you exactly how.
I don't like that.
There's a laser attachment.
I want it to where it's going to show me where I can click on the weapon after I add an attachment, or I can click on the weapon and then almost like in PUBG where you can slap on the attachments of the weapon and it shows visually the weapon and the attachments and you can drag them off or drag them on. That's what I would like to see out of this.
But there is no laser being painted on the wall. And again, like I understand that this is an alpha. The freeze is rising. So this is the circle mechanic that pushes us out apparently.
So basically what I've watched on this the other day on this stream was there's the mechanic of the game for Deadrop is the freezing is basically ice and everything starting from ground zero moving its way up, basically like Storm but vertically. Everything's gonna start freezing and you got to get out of it and try to make it to the top of the building. Oh, is that proximity chat?
So there apparently is in-game VoIP too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Small backpack.
Nice.
Pistol ammo.
It's probably VoIP, not proximity. Be nice if they had proximity.
Nice shot.
Bro got fried.
Oh, and they allow you to continue. So you get a second life. This says the freeze is rising.
I think you get up to 3 lives if I'm not mistaken.
Footstep sounds are like super loud too. I don't know if that's on purpose, like if that's by design.
Probably Dr. Disrespect's deaf. He's got to hear the audio, man.
Not today, Chief. Oh, also, apparently, if I die, I have a dog tag of some kind on myself that allows people to identify who I am, at least by my variant tag. I don't think it has my username, but it does have like a variant tag.
It's kind of neat.
What? Hello? Hey, what's up, man? Double barrel shotty looks pretty good. Looks a lot better than it used to. They're letting you down, like grab attachments, but they don't really tell you like what the attachments do. I've noticed.
Yeah, it's gonna need updated.
Jesus, bro.
It's been a while.
So in-game VoIP works, but it doesn't have a push-to-talk key, which is interesting. Not really too much going on for streaming this, I don't think, if you're trying to talk to chat, I guess.
Bro sounded like Muzzy off the Muppets.
Hi. What's up, boys? That sucks. You got him?
Yeah, here, come grab some loot, boys.
Oh, damn, you really got him over the corner, didn't you? For you.
Yeah, grab some shit. Grab some shit.
Wait, what?
Wow, he really did murder everyone, didn't he?
Yeah, go grab some loot. Settle down, alright? Jesus, you're freaking out.
Well, that's kind of cool. They push you toward the center, and then you got to take like the big elevator out if you got the big balls.
Yeah.
Jesus, giant kill box, man. It's wild.
So your card has a different tag, Jeff. Oh, he's not even here. So I wonder what these are gonna do.
I like how they're all just letting each other
Yeah, I
live
know.
so they can
I
extract.
know that we have tags, and like people that like don't have the NFT shit don't have tags, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I won't have time. I haven't bought that.
Yeah.
Nope, you're a fucking homeless fuck like me.
Hell yeah, boy! GG, fellas.
GG.
It's kind of neat.
What are you doing?
That was interesting.
Psycho Frontier, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you for that.
Okay, so the gameplay itself still feels really like the animations still feel really stiff.
Yeah, I'm not
the variant
surprised
face shield thing is
being
kinda
alpha,
cool. I guess,
pre-alpha.
getting tags off of people's bodies is kind of cool. What's weird though is that we just had a run with a backpack full of stuff. I kept none of it. We didn't get any of it. And then the other thing that's kind of strange is that the entire play cycle of the last I guess, snapshot that I played, you had the ability to like get a drop at the end of the round called the dead drop. If you were the last person left, there was a bag of gear that came up at the very tail end of all of the stuff that had been more or less left on the map. And if you were the final survivor, you had the ability to choose from that dead drop of gear. So in this case now,
makes
it feels as
sense.
though that's kind of been set to the wayside. Also, it doesn't seem like there's any valuable like lootables anymore. There's just kind of like weapons, ammo, armor, and that kind of stuff. But none of that was anything that I got to keep. Also, I'm not really sure exactly what the freezing gas or whatever issue is. I guess that's supposed to push you further and further up in the tower. Anyway, I guess I'll quit back out. I'll load back in and see if I have stuff, and if I don't, I guess I'll try another round. Okay, so apparently it was a bug, even though nothing showed up in my inventory. Now apparently it's all here. So I do have that. Now
Yeah,
I
they'll
understand.
definitely have to
So you
fix
can use
that.
spray paints that change
That'll
the color
piss a
of the
lot of
column
people
in the
off.
background. And it seems as though they've done away with the shooting range and the hideout to be able to play around with the different mechanics, which is unfortunate.
I don't know, Harry. I'm interested in to see where this is gonna go. To be honest with you, I think they could pull it off if they do it right.
Cool aspect, being able to like.
And as far as extraction-based shooters go, I still love Tarkov. I just suck at it, to be clear.
Kind of work on stuff like that was nice. Also, the stash is small. That's probably by design. It doesn't seem there's any like way to inspect anything either, though. I will say that the armor does look like kind of out of place at the moment, as do the helmets. They really kind of need to work on the aesthetics of those. But we'll try. Obviously, it's still like a.
Hopefully they add missions and things like that into here, like things you need to grab, things you need to do, instead of just looting and that's it.
Pre-release alpha. Again, I try to keep saying that it's an alpha. Shouldn't expect a whole lot. It does say that there's 1,000 slots in the stash, so maybe the stash just automatically expands as you, I don't know, get larger, I guess. I do like the dad shoes though. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the dad
shoes.
And the dad jeans. This is very like Dr. Lupo decided that he wanted to be a contestant on a
Dr. Lupo
Running Man game show from like the 1980s, that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, the Running Man. It's giving off a lot of those vibes.
Well, the game's gonna be free, but they definitely have the NFT portion side of the things.
It is an extract. Huh. Okay. So there's also hidden dynamic extractions.
And they'll probably have some sort of
interesting
microtransactions added to it eventually.
And there's like a, I don't know, felt like a 30-second timer where it kind of ramped up.
You know, actually, I'm wondering if they will have microtransactions in the game because of the NFTs. Like, if NFTs are replacing microtransactions for this game. That's something interesting, because obviously this game is going to have to make money some way, right? If it's going to be free to play. So, I don't know if they're just going with NFTs versus microtransactions, or they're going to add microtransactions into it. That's definitely something interesting we'll have to look at. NFTs are dying too, they're a joke now. Yeah, I don't really see the NFT thing lasting.
Okay, so final parting thought. Cool idea, cool
I
implementation.
agree with you there.
I like the idea of the tower. I like the idea of having to play with verticality. The sniper rifle felt pretty good. The bullet travel time felt right-ish, but the running animation, the ADS animation, I noticed when you ADS, you have to ADS and then lean. You can't lean prior to aiming, which I thought was a little bit strange. Not having a push-to-talk key for enabling VoIP, like a toggle mute button even for VoIP enabling or disabling, was a little bit strange because you couldn't really talk through the match without like just having people listening to you talk about like stuff in the game that you like or don't like. But the weapon animations, the custom skin kind of stuff was kind of neat. I did like that a little bit. But on to the idea with the NFT argument. I do think it's kind of cool that if you were to buy into the game like at an early point in time, you're an early backer, you get a little bit of a cosmetic cool factor. The idea of having a custom tag or whatever that shows that you caught a variant, somebody that was a little bit different, a little bit set apart from the pack, I do think is kind of cool. Also,
I mean,
apparently
you see it in a lot of games.
Also have their own like special version as a dev, which I again think is pretty cool. But there is a larger issue with the idea of like this NFT piece. See, the argument is in the world of NFTs
I agree.
when it comes to games that the IP that you're using at the time, whether it's cosmetic or otherwise, and I don't want to even delve into the pay to win stuff stuff. That stuff is ridiculous. But on the NFT like cosmetic side of things, the argument is, let's say 5, 7, 10 years down the line, there is a game that gets developed that allows you to use that same style of NFT in that future game. And while I do respect the ability for that to occur and this idea that they do retain some value and they could be bought and sold in a secondary marketplace, ideally, yes, in a perfect world, those kinds of things would be very, very cool. However, if you're going to try and venture outside of your own game studio for sharing NFTs in other places, I would not expect a game studio like 12 AM to end up having partnerships with EA or Ubisoft or any of these other larger companies to allow for sharing of these NFTs between game platforms. Also, there's this idea that they could have inherent value, and from what I've seen throughout
100% agree.
history, as NFTs came into their rise of popularity, it looked as though it was nothing more than either a scam or some type of pump and dump. With the purity of the idea of an NFT being proof that you own a piece of art that was created by an actual artist kind of being lost to the idea of, well, this unique thing can be tagged and therefore has real world value. And without getting into the regulations or really lack thereof surrounding NFTs and it not being a regulated marketplace in any way, shape, or form, Doc went on record as saying something like this: imagine trying to extract with an item you discovered worth $100,000 on the chain, on the blockchain. Think about entertainment value as a viewer, let alone player. A new PvP experience is upon us.
Yeah, but how long is the NFT thing gonna last? You know what I mean? Like you said, Harry, NFTs are dying. They're a joke now. How long is this NFT thing gonna carry on before every one of those NFTs in the game loses value? You'd have to be an early player and jump on this and actually get those NFTs that are worth value and sell them to make any kind of gain out of it.
And sure,
Sell them quickly, I mean.
or in a perfect world, something like that would be incredibly exciting to either take part in or to witness. However, cheaters exist, and when we have no ability in multiplayer,
That's another huge problem. Cheaters. You know they're going to be in the game.
or online games right now, to stop cheating from being something that would take place in a game like this one. And I guarantee you there will be a lot of cheaters in 12 AM's game. There's a lot of cheaters in every online game. You'll have a hard time convincing me that in, Chad with his 3 friends between rounds of beer pong in junior college are going to end up wanting to play a game like this one in a completely up and up style. If a college kid that's trying to get through his sociology 2 class ends up finding the ability to cheat his way to getting a $100,000 payday, you can bet your boots he's going to be on that. If anything,
Exactly.
a game like Docs would incentivize cheaters more than we have ever seen an incentive for cheating before, and my main game is Escape from Tarkov, the most profitable RMT game that exists currently, if you ask the people doing the cheating. At any rate, as a game, I think that 12 AM is onto something. The concept of an extraction shooter that is rife with verticality seems like something that would be very fun. I do look forward to future iterations of this. I wish that they would bring back the hideout. Now that this game is in Unreal 5.1,
I haven't lost hope yet. You say I wanted this game to be great, but every angle we look at, it's going to fail. I'm still not convinced 100% that it's going to fail. They can always make changes later on in the game and change the direction of how the game goes, being online. So there's ways they can salvage that. It's just a matter of, are they going to take those directions to keep the game good?
does look very nice. However, mechanically speaking, it still needs an awful lot of polish.
And that's obvious. Polish is going to be coming later on, obviously. I hope they fix a lot of these bugs. Obviously, this is pre-alpha, so you're going to see things like that.
I would like to see them kind of brush up on the animations for the characters that are playing. There is an awful lot of strange, wonky kind of tech stuff going on with the ability to like jump, strafe, and ADS in the air and have absolutely no weapon sway or bob at all. And this idea of the reticle, if you sit still, just kind of like waiting, the passive reticle, the hipfire reticle going.
You said the launch determines the lifespan. I think the launch will be good just because of Dr. Disrespect. Plain and simple. He's going to be the reason the launch is good. Yeah, but he does have a lot of fans.
From something large down to a pinpoint accurate style reticle, dead center in the middle of the screen with no barrel sway. There needs to be some more variance to this for people to actually work on the skill ceiling kind of stuff, if you ask me, versus what really appears to be more like loot and scoot Doom at the moment. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. Thanks so much for coming and checking it out. As always, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/onepeg, where I stream every day around 6 to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until whenever. Lately, we've been playing a lot of Diablo 4, but that goes away today, so tomorrow we'll probably be back at it with more Tarkov or DayZ. If you would be so kind as to follow me on my socials, at onepegmg on Twitter, at onepeg on TikTok, and if you would be so kind as to sub the channel here, I would very, very much appreciate it. Thank you guys so very much for 100,000 subs. I love y'all. Can't wait to see you in the next one. And until then, peace.
So yeah, my thoughts on that. You say I don't think it'll be enough. I mean, it's really hard to say at this point. I mean, we're still looking at pre-alpha. It still can go in any direction, in my opinion. But we'll definitely have to wait and see.
Hey guys, if you liked the video, make sure you head over to the page, hit that like button, scroll over, smash that subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified for future video drops, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.